who you are.
I'm Colm Coyne from the Boston Irish Rowing Club. I've been here 30 years. We do this on the weekend. We do it during the summer. We are part of the North America Currach Association. We're based in Boston, in Quincy, where we row 3 times a week. And as I said, we're part of the North America Currach Association. So the association is there to promote the culture, the race, and just encourage people to, come down rowing and just keep the tradition alive. Yeah, as we
How
know.
many of you are there?
Well,
in your club?
our club would vary, depending on the year. We have people coming over, and we have they come over playing Gaelic football down in Canton. So they'd come out for the summer. So our numbers would go up in the summertime. But basically, we have anything from 10 to 15, maybe 20, depending again on who's around and who's able to row, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how many currachs do you have?
We have this one, and we have another one which is slightly longer, which they call a Nevogue, and she's a 4-seater, and that's the one we use really for all the races in NACA. We used to row these. These were the original ones that were brought to Boston, or made in Boston back in the early 80s. So
This one was.
well, this actually design, it's
Okay.
very, very similar, and there was 4 of them built, so they were all built the same dimensions, depth, everything. So it was even for all the teams that would come out.
Yeah.
So, but now it's down to the club to build their own 4-seater. So they vary, depending on where we row. We row on the open ocean, of course, but we'll row maybe on a lake and on a river. So it's different, so you have to have that balance where she's good enough to be on the ocean if it gets windy, if it gets, plus the calmness of the river and stuff,
So you built this one?
Yeah, myself and Joe
Okay.
built it. Yeah, Joe cut most of the wood for everything, and I just gave him a hand putting it together, and yeah, we had it done in probably 2 months.
How does the shape determined?
Well, it's really the depth. The depth. When you set the gunnels, depending again on if she's a boat for racing, you keep it at a certain depth.
Yep.
And if it's a boat just for pleasure, you keep it a little bit maybe deeper as well. Depending on the width as well. So.
And this is a racing one. They were fishing originally, right?
They were fishing.
So they would have been wider.
They would have been wider. They would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they used to carry all kinds of stuff.
Clearly, it's what I would call canoe built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In our parlance, except in a canoe style. Here, the planking, it would be fairly tight.
Tighter.
And then canvas on the outside.
Yeah.
To make it rigid. This has pretty. And was that because?
To keep it light, to keep the weight light, because when we do race, it has to be as light as you can.
But traditionally they would have been built this way.
They would be, but the lats would be slightly closer.
Oh, okay.
Because of they would be carrying livestock. They might be carrying stuff from the islands off the coast. We'd say like the boat would come in. The boat that would be carrying all the stock for the island. These boats would go out and there'd be all kinds of stuff put in them. So
it's a really
we have
interesting
to be extra careful.
Shape with the bow up in the air.
Yeah. Now, depending on where you come from in Ireland, from our place now, the bow would be like this, maybe a little bit lower. Joe wanted a little bit higher, which was fine. And in other counties, they have it really high. They'd have it about this high,
Yeah.
And down in Kerry, then the Nevogue is kept very low because of the wind. Because when you're going against the wind, if it's like this now, if we're rowing in Ireland and you'd have the waves, so the boat is nice and low, she's not catching the wind, it's easy to turn her as well, because just like when you're going around America, the boat isn't high off the water,
Sure.
Yeah. These were used actually in lakes first, and they were round, and currach, like it's originated from a beetle. So when a beetle would hit the water, it would turn over. So at that time they were saying, Jesus, if we could build something that was actually like the beetle,
Really?
Yeah. That shape. Yeah. So it was built round.
Yep.
And then it somehow just happened to be to be used on the coast, but of course they were changed. You know,
Yep.
they were
And
they
stretched
were
out and
modified.
made more.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very cool thing, and it's
Yeah.
curious here where it looks like you've got the body of the boat, and then this bow is just kind of stuck on.
Yes.
Where you've got the gunnel that mates up here, and then what would you call this lower?
Just the lower gunnel.
The lower gunnel.
Yeah, upper and lower. Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
the same kind of thing.
Same thing, really. Yeah.
This actually reminds me very much of like a Greenland kayak too, like a I forget what they're called. I should know, but
Yeah.
they're built the same way where the frames are stuck into like a gunnel,
Yes.
notched into a gunnel.
Notched into a gunnel. Yeah, I mean you can build that, you know, so many different ways, you know.
Yep.
But again, in the Neve-Og, the Neve-Og is a lovely currach. A Neve-Og is called a young lady. Neve-Og. Neve is a saint, so it's a young saint or a young
Yep.
girl, you know. But they're lovely. They're really light, and the top gunnel is actually there's a slight more angle out to it, you know.
Yep.
So when the water hits it hits out more, you know. So you're
Oh, okay. It's got
because
more flare.
of the speed, more flare.
to it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, this is super cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad you came.
Yeah,
Don't be a stranger.
and we just heard of your regatta down in Ansett last week. We didn't even know you had a
Yeah.
regatta up here, you know. So hopefully every year we can come and maybe have a second boat, you know.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for
Good luck.
Yeah. Good job to keep it up, you know.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah.
I've been here.
Yeah, nice.